There we go. Let's say hello. Put a 3/4 stone down. Let's check the, turn the coordinates on, check the game info. It is half point Comey. So he must be, doesn't show his rating, but he must be 12K plus. Do a 4/4 and a 4/3. And he does the same. So I should approach the unbalanced stone. I can approach high or low. Let's do the high approach, I guess. The unbalanced corner, I mean. When he plays like this, it prevents me from doing things like the Kobayashi. If he had a normal corner here, I could approach, or if he had a stone on this side, I could approach from the top, taking the right side, and then trying to build a framework over here. But his stone was up on the 4th line here at the 4/3 point. Okay, that's normal. I'm not why he took so long to think there. That was a very standard response. And this is the normal Joseki. I'm going to go ahead and complete it. Although the AI at this point likes to play away because it doesn't, likes to approach, I guess, because it doesn't like this immediate move here. I'm trying to remember. You can just play the 3/3 here. I'll enclose my corner first. And give my opponent a chance to play. Okay, he extends here. Fine. So that took away the big extension from these stones. If I do the same thing here, he'll play a move out here, I guess, take away the big extension from these stones. I could play here, and I would have an extension out here somewhere. And then he would have to split if he wants to take that extension away. He did. Okay. Well, he's kind of predictable. But that is, if enclose, block extend. If extend, block enclose. He's playing by the rules. Okay, so I'll push him in this direction. Push him towards this corner. And then take a modest extension out here. Okay, so now he's taken too much. So let's grab this corner. Very interesting. Let's keep extending. Okay, well, he believes in playing very fast and grabbing territory along the side. I believe in playing on top here, getting influence in this area, and turning here, putting pressure on these stones. Okay, he's starting to lean on these guys. I will defend. And he jumps out. So I want a Hane underneath. Is that really useful? He blocks. I connect. And do I just give him Sente there? I Hane. He blocks. I connect. And he plays away. Is there any useful cut there? I mean, this is an Atari. But he can just connect up here. And then my stone is captured. I extend. And he takes, yeah. So that move would just be Well, okay, I guess it's useful as an endgame move. What's a bigger move then? I should cap these guys, I guess. Okay, he responded there. And shoulder hit over here. Okay, sliding underneath again. I will extend. Hey, comes back. So, yeah, if he ever pushes this way, I can Hane. The same thing up here. So the turn here, I think, is not so big, and I should keep playing elsewhere. Cap move here. They do this poke and push a lot. A lot of other players do that. Just strengthens the corner. But gives me a few extra points, I guess. I mean, the poke is Sente, but then if you have to play another move here, if you really want to consolidate anything. This is not necessarily Sente either, but... Okay. That's interesting. So let's poke at these stones a little bit more. I wonder if he can extend up here. He chooses not to. I will pull back in response to that, though, because I want to stay connected here. Okay, he's protected all of the invasion points over here. There was one here, and he put a stone there. This is only a 2-space jump. So I think I should just build my own area. But, well, let's stop this invasion here. There's a Sente endgame move here later. Okay, now he's trying to poke into the corner a bit here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing I did down here. I'm just going to defend the corner. And there is a Sente move here, which I might play right away now. Now I'll defend here first. I was going to come back and shore up this corner. This is one weak area of mine, but he's helping me here, so I am grateful for that. If I turn here and he cuts, yeah, it's no good. So yeah, he left all of these. The question is, what's biggest? I like this one because it helps connect up these stones. Now this is interesting. So he put a stone way out here in the middle. Let's see which way it wants to connect up. But I guess, well, you can see what his strategy is here then. He takes territory along the side and then puts a stone in the middle to try and destroy all of your influence. So if I just put a stone here, his stone is going to run out. I mean, okay, so my stones are alive here. And it's a decent amount of territory. So maybe I'll just take what he gives me. I will take yes for an answer. So maybe we could connect up over here. This would be interesting. This 2-space jump here is a little bit too big, so if I wanted to split these guys apart, I could. But let's just poke at this and see if he wants to keep a good connection here, in which case I'll be able to build a wall here. Aha, he doesn't. So let's cut here. And if I just place a stone here, are these guys all dead? He can come out this way. Place a stone here. And here, threaten to cut through here. So he's going to get a wall of stones in the middle, but no territory in the middle. Okay. And yeah, I'm okay with him building a wall of stones that don't go anywhere. Maybe it's time to start endgaming. Yeah, see, this doesn't do anything. This stone. I mean, it doesn't add to his territory. It's just a line. He's going to build a line here. And then he's going to defend it, I guess. Ah, he didn't defend. Okay, now that's interesting. So I need to decide what to do here. I go here. This still has an extra liberty on this side, so the cut is not an Atari. So I will go here, connect these stones up. I will go here, connect these stones up. And of course this is alive in the corner, but let's make sure. Poke here. Poke here. And connect. Like I said, this cut here is an Atari, but it's not actually doing much. Okay, so we'll take here. And then we'll cut this stone off if he doesn't connect. And when he connects, we will connect. So yeah, he's banking on his ability to reduce me here. You know, that does cut me off. That's true. Okay, so if I don't, if I connect there, do I have two eyes? Is this an eye? He plays here, it's not an eye. If I play here, it is though. Let's play here. There we go, we got our two eyes. So anyway, I get how my opponent manages to win some games. At first it seemed like he could never win a game this way, but now I get it. He can win by giving away territory and then reducing. So I'm going to take this side. This is still connected over here. I have to watch that a little bit. Let's go ahead and poke in here. Okay, yeah, I don't need to play another move there. Okay, let's take some of these turns that are big. When he pushes through here, you know, I may not yet need to play that move. I may be playing it prematurely, but I want to make sure that when I connect up, I don't end up with a situation where he could cut here, where he could cut there, cause me trouble. Okay, next we're going to turn here, or bonk the monkey on the head. Let's see which way he runs. Okay, cut here. Atari here. Then connect. Yeah, another good reduction from him, I have to say. Wonder if I misplayed that a little bit. But anyway, that's why that turn is big. Yeah, I'll connect solidly there. And I guess there's no way to cut that stone off, so I'll have to do this. Okay, you finish that here. Let's get this one in. That's Sente. And then this turn here, I think, is really big. Although Gote. So the last undecided area is over here. Can we cut this stone off now? Yeah, it's just maybe we don't make any more points over here, but on the other hand, we can. Oh, he says we can have the points. He doesn't mind. I'll go here. He pushes. I go here. He Ataris me here. I can cut and take. I'll just run. Okay, may get into a liberty shortage here if we're not careful. Keep this cut. So after I cut, he's got 1, 2, 3 liberties, and I have 1, 2, 3, and it's his turn. But I can Atari the cutting stone and connect, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. We'll see how this works out. It's a cutting point over here. I don't know if that's any use. But he just goes that way. Okay, so we just connect. As long as I connect up, I can let him connect up. I don't need to do anything crazy here. And then let's let's push once here. That's an Atari on those stones. Honey here. Turn in here. And he does nothing. If I turn here and he does nothing, then I can Atari and connect. So that's a Sente move, I guess. So what have we got here territory-wise? I have 1, 2, 3 corners. He has this area. He has this corner and this side. So the big side over here is what he got. This is pretty small. This is tiny. My corners are pretty big. Oh, let's see. I was black and white. Yeah, white only got a half a point of Comey, so I just have to win on the board, right? Game info, half point of Comey. And only 1 capture. Okay, played there. Where's the next biggest move? Now poking in here. Try and make this a little bit larger. Poking in here. So if I poke here, I guess he will continue to respond. And here. just connect all this up. Okay, block here. Let's make sure we're connected here too. So if he cuts, I Atari, extends, I Atari, turns, I take. So I'm connected there. Okay, so he blocked there finally. Let's block here. Can connect up this one stone. He never cut it off. And I can turn here. This is Sente. And here, just make a bamboo joint to connect up. Is he going to get some points in here? Can push in here. Okay, Atari. And I need a stone in here, I guess. Stop him from playing on this side. Okay, here he blocks, I connect, and there's a double Atari here, so he will fix. So this is Sente. Okay, now here I can poke in there, try and connect. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get some points in here. That seems pretty undeserved, but what you gonna do? Maybe I'll get a point here. Not really. Yeah, there's no point there. Unless he wants to play away and give me a point there. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25 points over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 25 and 6, 31, 33, 35, 37, 39, 41, 43, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, about 54 points for him. How much do I have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, maybe 25, 1, 2, 3, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, maybe 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. I think I'm ahead. Let's take this point here. 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66. So yeah, I would even be ahead with normal combing. But let's not let up. He might get more points in here than I realize. So if I wedge here, like steals a point from him, doesn't it? If I play here, that prevents him from taking 1 point away. Playing here and here. Playing here does not really help. I would have to play here and here to make a point. Okay, he got that one. I think playing here at Q4 is big. Because, yeah, he might protect there. He did. Let's see. So I should just connect here. There's no Sente moves anymore. Don't really see them. I guess if I went here and here, that would be Sente. If I go here, yeah, let's shore up this one first. If I go here, he might cut, or he could cut here perhaps and then cut here. And that would be a double Atari. Okay, now he's going to start poking at things and seeing if he can get something done. Get back some points. There's a cutting point here. But this will still have 2 liberties, so I can just take this stone. Okay, took that away there. So I will first connect here. That's pretty solid. Oh, and if I connect here, oh, I don't have to. Because I have an eye here, I don't have to. It doesn't make a difference if I connect here or not. Okay, this is the critical point. Do I want to just protect? Okay, the cut here. Yeah, if I go this way, then the cut here will not reduce this to 1 liberty. And I can just run a stone out that way. Some combination of taking all the liberties away on the outside and cutting here and then cutting here might have been a problem. Okay, he passed. Let's pass and add up the damage here. Okay, let's make sure we get these stones marked as dead. Make sure the Dame ones are really Dame. I missed a game once where points that were mine were marked Dame or vice versa. I think that looks correct though. Those are not my points. And he clicked done, so let's click done. 9.5 points, yeah, so let's say thanks for the game. And well, we can check this out with Catago. Since I won by 9.5 points, I'll set it to evaluate it as if it were an even game, which an even game I would have won by 3.5 points, I guess. If there were 6.5 points that come instead of half a point, that would be, yeah, I would be up by 3.5 points. So it would be a very close game. Anyway, interesting game. See you guys then. Bye. I took a look at the game with Catago, and this is the graph up here is the result you see. It starts out around even. I set the Comey, so it was a game without a handicap, as if it were a game without a handicap. With the lines on the bottom here, that's where I'm in the lead, and then when it's above the midpoint there, that's where my opponent is in the lead. So he kind of gave me the advantage early in the game, and then I messed up here, and there's some back and forth. These swings, they look big on the graph, but they're really just a few points in terms of the end of the game score. And at the end, even though it looks like a solid win, I'm just winning by 3.5 points, as you saw. But I did do reasonably well in the end game there. Got more of the end game points than my opponent did, and that's really how I won the game at the end. But let's go through. There's some interesting points along the way I wanted to point out. So it looks like a normal game up to this point. Right here is the first comment I wanted to make. I played this move here, and that's pretty normal. Catago recommends playing here, not even bothering with the extension. I think I mentioned that during the game. And play might continue. White could jump in here now, and it just wants to build a tiny little base here, and thinks white will jump out like this. This is why I don't always follow the computer recommendations. This is going to be a hard position to play. It's going to be a fight, right? These 2 stones and these 3 stones have this 1 stone surrounded. But on the other hand, these 3 stones have these stones surrounded. So it's just going to be a running fight, I guess. So I just play the enclosure here. Play the extension. And then he played a big extension from the corner. And then this move here, the AI would do something about this corner first before taking something on the side. It prefers going into the 3-3, but it also approaching this open corner would also be a good move at that point. A little premature to be taking the side there. So At this point, I thought it was very interesting. He took another side here. This is the point where, okay, this corner has been enclosed, this corner's been enclosed. All the corners have been settled, and you would be looking for points on the side normally. That's your traditional opening theory. But at this point, Katago would invade here, thinks this invasion and now works. And I was trying to figure out when it wants to play this invasion. So the first point is there's no larger points on the board like corners, and it never thinks these points on the side are all that big. And then also this enclosure puts some pressure on this would-be group here from the other side. So it's not going to be easy for me, and this stone has a way to connect out on either side. So I think those are the criteria for when it's good to invade here, when you have a way to connect out to either side and there's no bigger move like approaching a corner or going into the 3-3. So it gave a variation like this. You play on top, then you could drop down here, extend, and then Hane here, and now it's just connected. So a very successful reduction, but black stays on top. I looked at a bunch of other variations. There are a lot of fighting variations involving a cut here. And then there's also variations where black defends on this side, in which case white jumps out. All of those are a little more complicated, but you have to kind of be willing to fight if you're going to be playing a move like that. And I think, well, maybe now this is a good time to start a fight, so I'll try something like that in a future game. Anyway, he just played another extension, classical move, and makes a 2-space base there. So it's all looking pretty good here. Instead of this big extension here, oh, it's the next move. Yeah, after he makes this big extension, this side has got 3 stones that are too far apart, and I just went in to the 3-3 right away. But here's a point where actually the AI would not go to the 3-3. It would approach here locally. Thinks that's a better way to approach this structure, and then also it thinks this probing move here, or shoulder hit, is a good way to attack these 2 stones here, and thinks that's a good move at this point in the game. Anyway, I just played the 3-3, and my opponent blocked in the wrong direction. It's really much better if he blocks in this direction, because he has more potential on this side. So, the variation would go like this. He's got a nice little wall and a big stone here, and this stone is connected up. It's not going to get into trouble. So I'm not sure why he blocked in the other direction. So the result of these mistakes, I start to slowly build up an advantage. You can see this line is slowly descending here, and he has a fondness for playing these second line moves, which is I've seen a lot of that recently. Grabbing territory, but they're just not the biggest moves on the board, and so the advantage is slowly shifting to me. Let's see, what's this? In the corner here, I turned on top, thinking that was a good move. The AI would actually play on the Hane on the bottom, even though it loses Sente, and white could jump in here and start going after this corner after that. But this corner is very secure, and I can still come out from this stone here out into the center. It's still got an eye out to the center there, I guess. So I didn't. The turn there was not as effective. But another move here was useful to make this a secure shape. Okay, so the game continued on, and yeah, I am keeping an advantage. You see, my opponent is continuing to play these small moves, and I'm getting up here. I think around here I have a 10-point lead. Yeah, this is probably where my lead was the greatest, because I give it back, but I keep a 10-point lead for a while. Let's see, right here. Oh, it likes this turn. Yeah, there's a couple other moves. What did I play? I just played a jump up here, just trying to build this area. That's actually a little bit too small. I can go bigger. I could have played a move all the way out here, or the other alternative. The AI likes this move as well, because it not only is enlarging this area, but it's putting pressure on this little group over here. So kind of a dual purpose move. Better than what I played. So I give back some points. But anyway, the game continues. My opponent is still playing these small points around the edge, and I'm responding to them more than I should have probably. And then finally he jumps in the middle with this Tengen. So the computer thinks extending over here is bigger. It's been saying for a while this is the hot spot. This connection here, this is like there's now a elephant eye connection. It's not really a connection between those two stones, and a small night between these two, and the corner is still pretty open. So this area over here has been a hot spot for a while. The computer wants both of us to play there. Let's see, yeah, on the next move after he does the Tengen, the computer wants me to ignore that and wants me to play this move and just block off this corner and ignore the Tengen. I did kind of ignore the Tengen. I played over here, and then I jumped out, enlarging this group. And then he played this move, and I responded. Once again, it was bigger for me to take this point than the point I played, but still keeping a lead here. And yeah, let's just go on. I keep the lead, but I respond a little bit too much to his moves, and I slowly give this lead away. Although, I really was not worried about these stones in the middle. They're not making any territory. They're just preventing me from making territory here, but I have enough. I have a group here, big corner here. If I keep it, that's one of the points of this B14 move, is that I get to keep the corner then. And maybe some points over here or here. One of these areas will turn into some points. And so we just keep outlining these areas. He tried to cut in there. And we get into a kind of interesting fight here. And there was one point where I give away. You can see this is where I start to really give away my advantage. I played the move here. I was just trying to keep him from cutting me apart, but he plays here and cuts me apart anyway. But what's interesting here is that the computer wants me to connect this way, and then it wants white to play away. It doesn't want white to disconnect me. So I just explored what happens if white tries to disconnect me, and this really backfires in a spectacular way. So this is something to keep in mind. Sometimes when you're trying to disconnect your opponent, you're weakening your own groups. So anyway, well, first of all, this move is an Atari, so I want to stay connected. He pushes, I block, and then he cuts here, and that to keep me completely disconnected. And so maybe you can pressure this group or something, or this group independently. It looks good, but actually it's big trouble because I cut here, and white is just losing. So this is an Atari on this big group of stones. If he doesn't want to give it up, he has to connect. And then I cut here. And once again, this is an Atari on a big group of stones. He has to connect if he doesn't want to lose them. And then I descend, and they're all dead anyway. So that would have been a nice little counter if I had discovered that. Anyway, yeah, I just connected this way, and he cut this way, and I actually even let this stone go. It wants me to connect solidly here. I think the idea of cutting here is still something I could play, but I have to play here as well at G4 to make that all work, that whole sequence. But anyway, I didn't protect that one stone. I just played away at this point. Wanted to make sure I had two eyes over here, and then if he gets that one stone, I wasn't so worried. But that makes his group a lot safer when he takes there. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't take right away, but he has the option to connect those groups now. So yeah, this is the point where it's kind of going back and forth. It's very close to even at this point because I didn't play the strongest moves here. And let's see here. Here, once again, yeah, I should turn there. I think, and I turned here, right? It's, so I was already starting to think about these turns. But this one is the bigger. I think if you're comparing these two turns, this corner up here is more secure than this corner. And this corner is bigger as well, so this turn is a lot bigger. So that's a pretty simple error in judgment on my part. So let's just continue on. And yeah, and then he finally gets the monkey jump. And I didn't quite handle it in the best way. So it's a little bit hard to confine. I'll show you the line the computer gives. It says cut here, and then he doesn't have to take that stone right away. He can extend once, you can Atari, he can extend again, you can Atari again, and now he can take the stone. So he ate up, those 4 extra points. They would have been yours, so that's a 8-point swing at least. And you had to put in a line of stones here. Yeah, so I guess that makes it about a 12-point swing. But the way I played it was even worse because this is the standard way of handling it, but he got to connect here. I guess usually that's not an option. Anyway, I get to seal off the corner, but if you look at the result, he actually manages to eat up more of my corner and come out here. So this is a better result for him, and at this point he actually has a slight advantage in the game. But again, it's very close. It's just 1 or 2 points, and I do manage to get a few more of these endgame points than he did, and so I did eventually win this game. I just thought those were the interesting points. Yeah, I don't think I looked at anything else. I just went through the rest of the endgame. I just got 1 or 2 more endgame points than he did and ended up 3.5 points ahead at the end. So interesting game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And just keep in mind the strategy of grabbing points along the side and then plunking a stone in the middle is not a guaranteed victory. I'll see you next time. Bye now.